Now, one thing about Kyle Allen I will say that no one else can dispute is he's confident.
And I would even go as far as to say he's got swagger. Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. His swagger is corny, but at least the man has swagger, right? I'd rather a man have corny swagger than no swag at all.
Let's look at the good here. Now when it comes to him throwing the football and what he can do in the pocket, Kyle Allen, again, he's good. He can make really any throw on the field except deep throws. Deep throws, he makes them a little inaccurate. He underthrows a lot of people multiple times. At times it can be beneficial, like if the quarterback is turned, you can see here, quarterback's turn, the only thing you're guarding is the space between your shoulders. Everything else is unguarded because you don't know where the ball is, so the underthrows are pretty strategic here, but anytime the cornerback is turned around or a good cornerback is covering, that's going to end up in a pick or, just a blown play, and we don't want looks like that. He lacks the arm strength to throw it deep. So it kind of sails on him. He really has to wind up his entire body to throw it. Now, that's not all negative. And that's the thing. There are pros and cons to everything. There's pros and cons to these different styles. Like if you have a strong arm, a lot of times it means that you're probably a little less accurate. If you have a weak arm, it means you are better at anticipatory throws. And Kyle Allen, he doesn't throw nearly as hard as Cam Newton.
Cam Newton has a way stronger arm than Kyle Allen. That's not a knock on Kyle. I've been saying this since Cam came into the league. When healthy, Cam Newton has the strongest arm in the NFL, in my opinion. He can launch that thing so deep. He can laser beam it 10 yards, and the ball comes hot off his hand. So hot, in fact, that a lot of times even the receiver can't catch the ball.
Hey, J-Man. Hey, look at my dab. Hey.
But it also leaves zero time for the defender to catch up to the ball, and that's the good thing about Cam's throwing style. Now, Kyle Allen's throwing style, interestingly enough, is the complete opposite. He's got a weaker arm, but he can kind of throw guys open. He can predict a little bit better where the guy's going to be, and he has more touch, so it means the ball's slightly more catchable and also slightly more accurate, which is a good and a bad thing, right? It's just who's better at their style. In my opinion, Cam Newton's still better quarterback overall, but it is noteworthy to talk about Kyle Allen's accuracy, and his accuracy is above average even from starting quarterbacks in the NFL. As far as accuracy is concerned, he has the arm to start in the NFL. When he has a lot of incompletions, it's because of his indecision, and sometimes his decision making is just not up to par. Here we have an example of that decision making, or I guess lack thereof. It's a 3rd and 3. This is why quarterbacks are on the team, to make third down conversions. This is why you get paid. And if we can see here, the Niners are showing blitz, which probably got into Kyle Allen's head a little bit, but again, as a quarterback, you have to know on 3rd down that they might blitz you, especially if they think you're inexperienced. So on the right side we have a motion, which kind of tells you this may be a zone coverage, and right here, if we stop the film, you can already see we kind of have two guys open downfield, and Kyle Allen's looking only at the right side of the field. He's staring at Greg Olsen here, and if we look at the leverage on the outside, that's the throw you want to make. The receiver has outside leverage while the cornerback has not even turned his hips yet. The cornerback is actually turning the other way, or he could throw it down low and get an easy 3-4 yards to get the first down. Instead, he's caught staring at the double team, and he kind of panics. He doesn't take his eyes off. He doesn't go down his progression, and what happens? He doesn't make a decision. He gets sacked. The O-line isn't able to hold the pass rush, and boom, you get sacked right there. And that sack is not on the O-line. That O-line did the job. They brought 4, and they were able to hold the ball for about 3 or 4 seconds, which is what this play entails. Kyle Allen just has to throw the ball there. He has to. And I'm not going to blame him too much. It's his first real season in the NFL, so he's got a lot to learn. He's got to kind of catch up to the game speed. But he does sometimes hold on to the ball too long, trying to look for that throw, and then get sacked. And he's gotten sacked like that multiple times. I think our offensive line has actually done a really good job protecting Kyle. But sometimes he doesn't feel the pressure in the pocket, and instead of throwing it away, he'll just kind of hold on to it and get sacked. Also, we all know he's got a fumbling problem. He had 3 fumbles against Houston. He had 2 fumbles against Arizona. He had 1 fumble against the Jags, and fumbles are worse than picks. they get the ball at the line of scrimmage, right? They get the ball wherever you fumbled it. When it comes to interception, you might throw it 40 yards downfield, and the offense has to come back and you know, drive those 40 yards. Naturally, both are not good, but the fumble is way worse than interception. Now, his pocket presence is not bad or good. I think it's just he's inexperienced. So sometimes he will hold on to the ball too long and get sacked. Other times he'll hold on to the ball just right. He'll make the right read, right? He doesn't just stare one receiver down and throw the ball at him. He does make his progressions pretty nicely. Though again, he does get caught up with good defenses, and again, he was with 49ers. That's a really good defense. So he hadn't played against a defense like that before, and he was exposed a little bit. But I think that's a good learning experience for Kyle, and he came back against the Tennessee Titans and did a pretty good job. I mean, he started off a little slow, but towards the end, he really got his groove back, and he started making really, really good throws. I mean, daggers. So big ups to Kyle Allen for that. You know, as soon as he makes a pick, he's right back in the field trying to win the game. He doesn't sulk too much. He doesn't put his head down. Again, that confidence is really the best attribute he has because it allows him to have short memory and get right back to the play. Here's Cam running the RPO. This is exactly how you want to see it run. You fake the little handoff. If the linebacker steps up, throw it behind him. If the linebacker falls into coverage, and boom, you see Cam put an accurate pass in. Cam is hurt here, y'all. Let's have some respect. But then you see in his first play of the season, Kyle Allen does a great read. I mean, he's confident. Look at that. He's standing in the pocket well. He's showing good composure. And he sees the linebacker step up a little bit. Now he does recover quickly, the linebacker, but Kyle Allen's arm is so accurate, he can just kind of bend the ball around him and gets a great ball. That's what you want to see out of your backup quarterback on the first play. Him throwing a great, accurate pass. And check out this tight window. Play. This was a clutch. This is when I started believing in Kyle a little bit. Like, he had a little baby play. You know, he didn't get a touchdown or anything. He just kept the drive going so they could kneel the ball and guarantee the victory. And boom, he does it. He evades J.J. Watt for the game-winning play. That's pretty sick. And I thought this video would be out after the Titans game. But I ended up waiting after the Green Bay game just to see, because Green Bay is kind of the ultimate test for Kyle Allen, right? He's had a lot of good starter games. He's been beat by good team, beaten bad teams. You know, it's like, what's Kyle Allen about? And I thought Aaron Rodgers against Kyle Allen, you see, you know, them perfectly contrasted. A really good veteran quarterback that can read defenses, that can make any throw, against Kyle Allen. We're still figuring out who this kid is, and I think he showed a lot of heart. He played vintage Kyle Allen. He wasn't spectacular or anything. I know people love the fourth quarter drive he had, but here's Kyle. Look at this. Perfect passing, third down. Doesn't matter really what down it was. Kyle Allen was consistently putting it between the chest. And now I'm just talking quarterback to receiver, without, you know, scheme or anything, nothing fancy. I'm just looking at mechanics. Look, he's got a good base, follows through, teardrop right into Jairus. Right, and Jairus Wright's always clutch in those situations. Another one, right? His passes are really catchable. Like, I think his receivers have a good time tracking the ball in the air and adjusting their hands. While Cam Newton, he kind of had a howitzer. And if he had all awesome receivers, great hands, it's great. But a lot of receivers would just drop it because this man is just lasering the ball into their face. But you see there, DJ Moore easily catches his ball effortlessly and is able to make some jukes. I'd like to see, you know, DJ truck somebody, you know, or like, I don't know. I'm trying to see Steve Smith. Steve Smith would have trucked that dude. Anyways, here we have Kyle, little play action, and just gives it. Makes decisions. Hey, McCaffrey, the fucking MVP, is 15 yards within the goal line. Yeah, I'll give it to him. Then he makes a nice pass there to Curtis Samuel. Could have been a little more outside, but whatever. He gets the touchdown. I'm not too worried about that. Again, look at that. Yeah, give it to McCaffrey. Why not? He will get us the first down. And that's the thing about Kyle Allen. He has Christian McCaffrey as the check down, and Christian McCaffrey is the ultimate check down. Like, he might just go off and score for you when you thought you were just trying to get 5 yards. And Greg Olsen's looking really stiff. I mean, really stiff in this game. This is turning into a freaking Green Bay game review. But then, the game took a turn. Right when the Packers had their boot on Carolina's throat. Carolina came running back. Kyle Allen said, "This snow does nothing but get my nipples hard." He is making crazy dagger throws, throwing up the seam, checking the progression, checking the check down, throwing teardrops out of the sky. It's like a snowflake falling into his hands. It's so gentle. So Kyle Allen keeps going. He's decisive. He says, you know what? I see 5 yards. I get 5 yards. That's it. I'm not trying to go for a touchdown. You see maturity. You see progression through that. That is what it takes. And you see heart. It is cold. His hands can barely feel the ball, but he is catching it. He's not fumbling. What a miracle. And right here on the 4th and 10, he teardrops this right to DJ Moore. And DJ Moore, props to you. You went great this entire game, finding the soft zone on a 4th and 10. That's incredible. Now, we're going to keep it going because McCaffrey needs a run. Psych, we're going for the touchdown. It's not open. Okay, get it underneath. McCaffrey runs once. McCaffrey runs twice. Doesn't get it. Subscribe to the NFL. That's where all this footage and content comes from, really. When it comes to anything you see on the screen, that is the NFL's footage. But if you like the video clipped up, edited a little bit with some background commentary and some music I also got from the NFL. Okay, the NFL owns everything, right? But if you like this little edit, then, go ahead and subscribe, like, share. If you think liking something will mess up your channel, it won't. Okay, it'll just boost me. So next time you see the video, I drop a video probably once a month. So I'm not gonna spam you here. You'll see my video more likely. Thank you. Bye.